What's good? We back. We back at it. Again, welcome to Trilogy Sports, man. I know I've been kind of, you know, incognito for a couple days, but I'm back here to give you some more content for sure. And my channel has grown. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for everything that you've done, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, and etc. Thank you so much. I want to grow with you, and thank you for growing with me. But today I want to have a conversation. Like I want to have a real conversation, not a barbershop talk conversation where we just kind of, expressing our feelings. I want to think critically. I want to be a critical thinker on this. And, this is the first of many in this series. Again, this series is called Unpopular Opinions, where, I look critically at some of these opinions that are not really all that popular. Maybe most people don't share the same opinion, but, there's some validity to it. And I want to express that validity and explore, this unpopular opinion, is it legit or is it not? I think there's one unpopular opinion that is legit, very legitimate actually. In fact, I think it's been proven already. For 10, really, for damn near 20 years, the league has really been LeBron's league. Like, LeBron James has completely controlled in some way, some faceted major parts of the NBA, whether it be off the court, whether it be coaching staffs, whether it be players and getting players traded. I mean, he damn near traded a whole team midway through the season, his last season with Cleveland. I mean, what other, what other team does that? But, you know, LeBron has his devoted fans that will fight to the end of time for his legacy. And I think that's exactly the problem. I think for 10 years or so, for the last decade or some change, maybe the last 13 years, the league has been totally consumed with one guy's legacy in comparison to another guy. Let's talk about LeBron. Like, for 10 years, for a decade plus, LeBron James has been on the tip of everyone's NBA tongue. And really, we've talked about LeBron in this almost out of body type way. Like, his legacy and the journey to his legacy is so much bigger than the NBA as a whole. And LeBron's fans are a perfect example of that. Even Giannis to an extent. Giannis was been in the league for some time, but just really 2018, 2019 is when everyone started to really consider him being someone. But think about the other guys like a Devin Booker. Think about the other guys like even a guy like a Chris Paul, who's been here forever, but has really been negated to just a person on a good team that's not on LeBron's team. Like guys like Damian Lillard and guys like him that's been in small market teams. Guys like Kawhi for an extent. Being in small market teams and being an electrifying player that everyone loves in that small market, but gets overlooked by the basketball world in total because LeBron's legacy is so much more important. It's like we missed out on so many other legends that are right under our nose. But I think there is one guy that has finally wrestled the NBA from LeBron, and as a result, the NBA just feels different. It feels so much better almost, and it's Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is the antithesis of LeBron James almost to the letter. LeBron's a 6'8" physical specimen with incredible athletic ability and once in a generation talent. Steph Curry's an unassuming 6'3", 6'4" point guard, baby face, light skin, looks like a guy that probably works at Foot Locker or something, or a guy that sells CDs out of the back of his truck. But he's the best shooter, the most gifted shooting savant that we probably will ever see in the history of the NBA. Like, we'll never see, just like we'll never see another LeBron, for better or for worse, we'll never see another Steph Curry. Not like this. Steph, again, is the complete opposite of LeBron, and is exactly what we needed to reset ourselves from this shadow of LeBron's legacy and worrying about if he's going to be better than Jordan. Like, that has nothing to do with the NBA that we're existing in current day. Like, LeBron's legacy is what it is, and instead of, enjoying more of the NBA and other rivalries, we've just been totally consumed with LeBron. But Steph Curry has really flipped that, and the energy that he brings to the Warriors, and how it's a team environment versus how LeBron is looking to every piece of the puzzle on his team to win him a championship. It's totally different. The vibe is totally different, and as a result, the team play is so much better. The Warriors, out of nowhere, are the best team in the NBA again, and they're better than they've really been in a long time. Defensively, they're one of the best teams in the NBA. Their ball movement is back to pre-KD, but 73 win Warrior team. It's there. The chemistry seems to be back intact, especially with Iggy coming back. But it's Steph Curry's play and his superstar level production these last couple of games, and really the whole season. That's the reason why we're looking at them to win another championship. They're the quintessential team, and Steph Curry's the quintessential star player of that type of team. What's not to like about Steph? Like, he's genuinely a big kid having fun, but still skillful enough to do whatever it takes to win basketball games. Even if it means that he has to knock down 9, 10 threes. Even if it means that he has to outscore an entire NBA squad by himself in the fourth quarter. He'll do it, And it's like, he's not doing it to pad his legacy. He's doing it as a means necessary to win a ball game. Something in Steph is so infectious that it has taken over the entire league. And I think the league is somewhat refreshed through Steph to say that we can care about another superstar other than LeBron. We don't have to depend on LeBron to miss or make an NBA season. We don't have to have LeBron's legacy as a narrative for a successful NBA season. And Steph's proving that on his MVP run. Steph is proving that to us. No other superstar could do that. I don't think Luka can do that. I don't think Dollar Dame, as much as I'm a fan of Dame Dollar, he couldn't do that. Because even in Giannis, as dominant as Giannis can be in when he's in the zone, I don't think Giannis can grab the attention of the NBA the way that LeBron has in the past, and the way Steph is slowly grabbing the reins now. I think Steph just, again, there's something infectious about Steph that makes just the game overall more entertaining. And I think that he's really replaced LeBron as the face of the NBA. There is nobody playing like LeBron in the NBA. There's maybe, you can count on one hand the number of players in the mold of a LeBron James. And granted, it's because he's a physical specimen and there'll never be another LeBron. Fair enough. But just the game itself, like, okay, maybe I'll give you Ben Simmons. Maybe Giannis on a good day that's play a game model in a fashion the way LeBron would approach and play an NBA game, there's not that many people. Yet, flip it, the entire league is influenced by shooting threes and shooting from distance. We have a whole Stephen Curry has a whole surrogate son in the NBA, and his name is Trae Young. Like, their games are not, one, apples for apples, but the concept of this long distance 3-point shooting and spreading out defenses in the NBA and the premium that is on spacing in the NBA, that's Steph Curry. That's the Steph Curry influence, and you can see that in pretty much every team in the NBA in some form or fashion, unless you have LeBron James or LeBron James-like player, like maybe a Giannis or Ben Simmons. And we've criticized how one-dimensional Giannis has been, and it took some luck, let's be honest, for him to win a championship. Ben Simmons is not so lucky. His game, he was heralded as the next LeBron James just by his ability to be a playmaker, pass, and score the basket. But, he can't shoot. So it's like he's the anti-NBA. Circa 2022, where everybody's shooting. And shooting's at a premium and spacing's at a premium. So, I think it's Steph's league, and we should embrace it and get behind him because he's going to bring the league back to a place that we've enjoyed the league. You know what I mean? I paid so much attention to the league with LeBron's reign these last, 15 or so years, but I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the league the way that I enjoyed when Kobe played. Because Kobe played to win. And there were organic rivalries in Kobe playing. Like, I remember Kobe in the Lakers rivalry with the Boston Celtics. I remember Kobe and Shaq's rivalry with the Sacramento Kings in 2002. Like, those rivalries were so incredible. And then, you have Kobe's little personal rivalry with Tracy McGrady and who's the best player, who's the best shooting guard. You had Kobe's legacy in relations to another player, in relations to Michael Jordan, didn't hang over the league. Kobe was just Kobe. He was a character in and of himself, but he didn't put himself bigger than the entire league. He loved and respected the league enough to embrace and be a part of the league's fabric. And I think that LeBron ain't did that. I think LeBron saw an area to where he can carve a legacy out of the NBA that no one else can touch, be it on the court and off the court. And I think he's seen so much support and so much hate and so much, publicity for that it took a life of his own, and he just ran the wave. But all in all, like, let's get back to rivalries. Like, when's the last time a LeBron James team had a rivalry with someone else and we actually cared about it? And not Golden State. Not a fabricated rivalry because two teams stacked up superstars. Or one team stacked up superstars and the other team had added a superstar it didn't need. Like, when's the last time what rivalry you remember LeBron having on the Cleveland Cavaliers? What genuine rivalry during the regular season that everyone was pumped to see? Going back to Miami, like, what rivalry did we care about? It was more or less how many rings LeBron can win with this core talent. And that's ruined the league in so many ways. The league became less competitive. The league became less about rivalries, less about organizations building their teams to compete, and more about stacking talent. And it started with LeBron. Steph Curry's here to stay. I think Steph will forever be an underdog. And there's something about an underdog that will always have more life than the person you expect to be on Mount Olympus. And I think Steph Curry embodies so many more people personally that watch and enjoy the NBA than I think LeBron has at this point. And I think there's a genuine okay, LeBron's LeBron, okay, whatever. What else? What else does the NBA have to offer? What else? What other stories? What other rich legacies does the NBA have to offer that isn't something that we've been following for 5 to 10 years? And Steph finally gives us that. We don't care about Steph's personal stats. We don't care about is Steph gonna. We don't watch every game thinking Steph's gonna break the 3-point record. We don't care about that. We genuinely just want to enjoy basketball when we watch Steph Curry. And that's why more and more people are slowly starting to enjoy Steph, and by proxy, starting to enjoy some of the other young, promising, electrifying talent in the NBA. Ja get more love. A lot of these role players like a Tyler Hero are getting more love. Just because, it's no longer this mindset that you have to be a superstar on a superstar team to matter. That's kind of been breaking up. And now with Steph Curry in the MVP running, it's like, okay, you don't have to be this giant basketball god to matter. And that's so important. And I think that's why it's the unpopular opinion that Steph's league. It's 100% Steph's league. We care about the league, and we care about more players in the NBA, and we care about more teams in the NBA, and we're so much more engaged in the NBA through Steph's play, through Steph's infectious energy, and Steph's premise of actual team basketball, and caring about the sum of the parts, and not caring about what are the parts going to do for one particular player. That has so reinvigorated the league. And now we take that concept and we apply it to other teams and other players. And it's so much more enjoyable when you have more to enjoy. Unpopular opinion is that Steph is the man. It's Steph's league. And I think LeBron's going to have to take a back seat. I don't think LeBron's going to win another championship, nor do I think people will care if he does. His days of winning championships are over. I think his days of being a full-time healthy participant in the NBA, I think those days are behind him. I think his MVP days are, not because of his skill, but just because of his availability. I think those days are going to be behind him. I don't think he's going to be available to be an MVP or to have such a large imprint on the NBA the way that he did some years prior. I love what Steph is doing, and I love the league with Steph in it. I can take the league with Steph in it and LeBron gone, as opposed to LeBron in the league and Steph gone due to injury or something like that. But that's my thoughts. Again, shout out to you guys. Thank you for supporting me. This is Trilogy Sports, and don't forget to get at 'em.